Hey, it's Steve and Mike here with NintendoFuse, and today we're having another game chat, and it's all about Fast RMX for Nintendo Switch.
Fast RMX!
Mike, what do you think about Fast RMX so far?
So far is really hard to say. It's been pretty interesting. I liked like a lot of the old type of series like that. So Wipeout. I played a little bit of F Zero back in the day, but it wasn't my thing.
Hmm.
I still somewhat don't think it's my thing these days, but I like some of the or like some of the things they've done in Fast, at least.
Yeah. Yeah, I've played a lot of F-Zero, but just a little bit of Wipeout and some of the other games like that too. But I've always been a fan of racing games, so I was really excited when I saw this, mainly because I've been longing for another F-Zero game, and Nintendo just keeps not giving it to us. But I think I've told other people that this is kind of like F-Zero, pretty much. If Nintendo had made this, it would be called F-Zero. It's really that good in my opinion. Do you like it so far, or what do you think?
Uh, for just a racing game, like by myself, I think it's pretty. It's okay. It's not the best from what I've seen, and I play a lot of different racing games. I could play. I'm not gonna say Rocket League because Rocket League isn't really a racing game,
Right.
but I've played a lot of dirts, a lot of flat outs, burnouts, a few others.
Yeah. It is different from those games. What do you
Yeah.
say what stands out are the things that you say it could get better?
A few of the things that could get better, at least what I've noticed, is that just the social. I think it's like the social aspect needs to be a little bit better. It feels a lot like a single player game. The multiplayer just tacked in there. So
Yeah.
like it really needs a better, like a more expanded multiplayer.
Yeah, I'd agree. Yeah, I've really enjoyed playing a single player, but even today, like it was like, hey, getting ready for the game chat, let's play online sometime, and you're like, oh, I don't think you can play with friends yet. And I'm like, oh man, that's true. You can't play with a friend. I can go online with random people, which is cool. You can play like 8 players online and 4 players local. I haven't played any local player multiplayer yet, but 8 player online seems pretty smooth and everything. But yeah, there's not
Yeah.
that you don't have that social aspect. I think that's really missing.
Yeah, and that's what I've sort of been looking at. It's like, what can we do, or what can this game be done for or done with it? I can see it being done or played with friends, but I don't see like a lot of variation in it.
Yeah,
Like, there's no like special modes or something like that. It's just pure racing.
right. Which a lot of people would really enjoy. I think I have liked the fact that they haven't stuck too much stuff in there. Like we were talking about the story a second, before we started recording. There is no story. There's nothing else except for just pure racing, which is nice. I think at some aspects it's nice to keep just a pure racing game, but there are some things that could be make it better, I guess. And I think the social aspect is definitely one of those things. Coming from a a background of games like Mario Kart and stuff like that, where you're throwing items at everybody. This is definitely not that either. This is just a game where you're strictly just racing. What do you think about the whole thing where you like switch back and forth between the yellow and the blue, depending on what zones I guess you pass on the ground? What do you think of that aspect of the game?
Well, I like it better than most other racing games. So like, say you're playing Need for Speed, you're ideally trying to get the best slipstream. Well, this at least gives you a little bit of advantage. So if you're really good at switching back and forth between those colors, you're gonna be like able to stay ahead with the pack. So
I don't know if I've I go back and forth if I actually like it or not, because sometimes I feel like it's cool, but other times I'm like, what, it's just like tacked in. It's kind of like
mhm.
almost a gimmick in a way. It's like they didn't have to have that, and the
Yeah.
game could have been, I think, just as good. Because sometimes it catches me off guard. Like I was racing one even
Mhm.
earlier today, and I didn't hit one thing right, and I fell from first place down to last place instantly because I didn't hit something exactly right. And it's kind of a you learn as you go sort of thing, which I guess does kind of harken back to like older games and stuff where you don't know what it's going to be like the first time you play it, so you might get it perfect just by chance, or you need to play it like 2 or 3 times before you finally memorize what the level is really like.
Yeah. And and even then that's part of it. It comes down to like even track design. So a lot of that, say, like the art or the Tundra, it has a big circular tube and a bunch of walking crawlers and such. Like there's a bunch of boost pads on that, and they're like on all different sides of that, and you're just confused half the time on where to go.
Right. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like things will come out of out of nowhere sometimes, and you just run into them, or you. There was a time earlier where I was playing. I can't remember what track it was, and I hit a boost, and it just launched me off like into nowhere. Like most of the time, you're supposed to hit those boosts, and then I hit this one, and I don't even know where I went, and all of a sudden, I lost like 4 or 5 places again. So.
Yeah, that game punishes you way too much for just making the wrong color. But I'm assuming it's just going to teach you as you go.
Right.
So.
I feel like the in the championship mode, so you have like subsonic, supersonic, and hypersonic. I haven't even unlocked hypersonic yet because I haven't made it past enough in supersonic, and I feel like it's kind of like if you liken it to Mario Kart, it's like 50cc, 150cc, and or 50, 100, and 150cc. I almost kind of feel like subsonic kind of starts off at 100, then it goes to 150, and hypersonic is probably like 200cc or 500cc. Who knows? Did you make it to hypersonic yet?
I haven't even like gotten that far. Oh God, I've had so many games just fly under my belt, and I'm like, I got to do this, and on top of that, work. So I'm like, I got to near the end of Zelda. I was like, I'm gonna play some other games for a bit, just to spread out my palette here.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was playing a bit of Fast RMX today. So I was trying to go through the cups, and it really didn't keep a lot of, at least keep my interest long enough today to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like once you make it past like a lot of the basic cups and you make it through that, there's not much to keep going back to it. And I think one of if they did have the aspect of social, that would definitely make it a game that I would go back to because I'd want to play against you guys, or like your fastest times and competing against friends and that sort of thing. That's the stuff that really keeps people going back to racing games, and this doesn't have it. What do you think of the graphics?
They are absolutely stunning. Like I wanted to play it on the Wii U, and when I first seen it, it looked beautiful there. Like it looks even better here, which I can't even say like for words. I've seen all sorts of games on like the PS4 and the Xbox One, and they all like everything just looks seamless. So
yeah, I'd agree. Like it runs really quick and just so smooth. And there's a couple of times when a race is starting, I start to see a little bit of edges and stuff like that, but then it just snaps into place. So it's like 98% of the time, it is incredible to look at, which is kind of distracting because when you're racing around, you want to look at the surroundings and end up running into the wall or something.
Yeah. There's the one, like even, at least a lot of the videos that they showed up right before the release, the track with a big trench worm or whatever that goes over it.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want to stop and look at that, but in the same sense, I really don't want to fall behind. So
yeah, and there are several tracks. I think that's the really cool is it keeps going on and on. There's a lot of stuff there. I think the music is really good. It fits what it's this futuristic sci-fi kind of feeling.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't actually mind just having that soundtrack on my car. Like it made me feel like although I might get pulled over because I might start acting like I'm actually racing. I don't know.
Oh god, it is really good. Although I can't, it's the announcer's voice I can't get out of my head. So
You reached first place!
I could give or take him. Yeah. Cool. Well, Fast RMX is out for Nintendo Switch. It's like 15 different cars you can race in. This anti-gravity stuff, split screen with up to 4 players on single one single Switch on TV Play, up to 8 players online. You can go up to 8 players local Switch as well. A lot of content there, but missing a lot. What do you think, Mike? Should people get Fast RMX?
If you're looking at the Wii U release and didn't pick it up then, I'd probably suggest it now. They're roughly the same price, and you get more content in the Switch version, anyways. So I'm gonna say like maybe if you catch it on sale, I'd say definitely then.
Yeah, and their games do. Do you know how to pronounce the publisher or developer, that Shinin or something like that?
I, I'm just guessing Shinin.
Yeah, so we're
It
just going
makes
to
the
call it
most sense to
Shimon.
me.
Shinin has several sales all the time on their games, so there's a good chance that a few months down the line, if you haven't picked it up yet, it will be on sale eventually. So yeah, I'd agree. I think it's a good quality game. If you find it on sale, definitely get it. If you're into racing, especially anti-gravity stuff like F-Zero and Wipeout and that kind of really fast games, yeah, check it out.
Yep.
Anything else you want to say about the game?
Just try not to run in or go into it expecting too much like like a Wipeout type, right, or a Wipeout feel. This is completely different from what you'd expect. So
Yeah. Yep. Well, thanks so much for joining us today, Mike, and thank you for watching and listening along with us. Make sure you subscribe to NintendoFuse so that you can get all the Nintendo coverage just delivered right to you. Make sure you hit that bell so that you can get that delivered right there, and you know exactly when we post new videos. And if you like this, make sure you give the video a little like so that we know what you like and we can give more of it to you. Thanks a lot.